Straight in, straight in. Random topics, man. Random thinking. Random things. Usually I do something like this on a Wednesday. But today it gets upgraded to today, Tuesday. As you know, they had the decision in the United States of America, Supreme Court keeps birthright citizenship. There's a lot of angry Americans. Boy, there's a lot of angry Americans. In Mississippi, they got a sign that said MAGA, the national embarrassment. So what does this mean? In retrospect, nothing. Ain't nothing gonna change. Illegals still gonna come in here, have their babies. The adults gonna be illegal, but the kids gonna be legal. People gonna come to America, commit crimes. Since they're illegal, America gonna detain them. Don't have no information on them and let them go because it's hard for you to prove somebody is a criminal if you don't know who they is. However, after they get arrested, they get their fingerprint done, DNA test, blood work drawn, and then they in the system. So when they get caught again, they know who they are. That's the beauty about being in America. The technology, because it go both ways. You illegal. You don't got no power. You don't got no say. We stick you in the arm, draw your blood, take a swab, get your DNA, send you on your way. We see you back here soon, because a criminal is a criminal, no matter where you're born. If it's in you, it's in you. All right. So let me give you my understanding of this and my feelings of this. I don't like it because they're going to flood the market. When I say they, I'm saying the illegal ones who have bad intentions is going to flood the market. Any market. A nook and cranny, they're going to seal it up like a parasite, like termites on wood. Now, I didn't vote for the elimination of birthright citizenship because I feel kids need the right to be raised in a good environment, and this country is the country that could provide good standard of living. I just don't like the mindset of the adults. When they come to America, they live off their children. They eat good off their children. Another thing I don't like is the overlooking of the American blacks. The 14th Amendment was for the slaves, children, to have citizenship. So let's take it back. It's the similarities of the immigration of now. Before the U.S. Constitution made that amendment to have the children of slave owners become citizens, everybody was illegal. Everybody was a foreign. Once that bill passed, once the parents passed away, those children became citizens. They had children. Those children became citizens. But they already was on U.S. soil. So when you look at it that way, yeah, I could see the similarities. But the major difference is a person coming into the country willingly. The slaves was brought here by force. So that's the cancelization. That's where it gets canceled. There's a lot of white Americans that's upset. I tell you, these foreigners that come into America, they must assimilate They must assimilate. You cannot be out there in society speaking your own language in front of these people. They don't understand you. And when somebody don't understand you, they fear you. And if they fear you, they're going to react. Mark my words, this country is going to have civil unrest. That's my feelings about today's decision. I'm concerned, deeply concerned, about the reactions of the people in America due to this decision. And for the sake of me, I don't know why the courts decided to keep the status the way it is. I have no idea why. For the sake of me, I can't understand why. Because if I have my fair share of thoughts, and if I could put two and two together, and three and three together, and 4 plus 4 together, and 5 plus 5 together, then I would say it's the corporations that want the migrants here for money. And not only for the money, the labor. All right, I'm going to say it. All migrants that enter the system of America are the new slaves. Period. Any migrant that moved to America are the new slaves. Because they can't rely on the black Americans, because the black Americans are born American citizens. They know their country. And yes, I'm going to be honest. Black Americans are just like white Americans. They're into their own. They don't like nobody. If nothing going their way, they don't want you around them. They want everything first, and then they give you their seconds. The same way the whites treated the slaves. Took everything first and gave them slops. So you can't blame them for their mindset being that way. Oh no, sorry, Bob. You can't blame them. I wouldn't blame them because for you to see people come in your country and you see your government give outsiders more of the upper hand than the ones that's born and raised in the country, that ain't right. And people could sense it. The Supreme Court dropped the ball, and they know it. But if you look at the Supreme Court, who are the makers of the Supreme Court? Who are the judges? Two black people, Clarence Thomas, and then the Jackson girl. Then you got the Latina, Santa Maria. Then you got Kavanaugh. Then you got the other 5 or 6. Sorry, there's 9 judges. What their background is, who knows? But I do know them judges are part of the elites because they run the country. They have their way of running the country too. So it's about the elites. All the elites make the country the way it is. Privilege. So for somebody to come to America from a third world country, it's a privilege for them to come here. So they happy just being here. They just happy being here. No longer have to worry about somebody kicking in their door, a cartel, a bad man, bombs dropping out the sky. Whatever these people have to deal with in their own country that's opposite of the United States of America, they happy to be in America. That gets the people on top to feel like, yeah, we got them. And it's true, they got them. But one thing I know about watching my movies, reading my books, and observing people in America, when they feel outnumbered and they feel like nothing's going their way, oh, somebody got to pay. And the migrants going to have to pay. Because them white people don't want you in their communities. They don't want you around. And they know the law too. So watch they get around this situation. Because this birthright citizenship, I knew it wasn't going to pass. They don't want Trump to have that much power. Trump come off the street. He's a businessman, made his way into the political world. So there's tension there, jealousy there. Trump always had. Young people had to go to school and come from mediocre upbringings and middle class income family. So most of them just became rich recently, working for the United States of America government. Biden and all of them, they ain't have no money. Trump had money, so he never respected those people. So this is like a F you, Trump. You ain't gonna have your way. You already had your way in life. You're not gonna come in here and do what you want. We're gonna stop it. And in turn, they're gonna F the country up. The country gonna be mashed up. Now Trump had expressed his sentiments to China based off the win. Trump said, Trump said, President Donald Trump took a shot at the Supreme Court on Tuesday by congratulating China and Chinese President Xi Jinping after the court decided to uphold a broad definition of birthright citizenship. I would like to congratulate President Xi and the great country of China on a massive birthright citizenship win, Trump wrote on Truth Social. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that Trump's executive order stipulating that children born to parents who are in the United States illegally or temporarily are not American citizens is unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment. The Trump administration has criticized birthright citizenship for creating and contributing to so-called birth tourism, through which pregnant foreign nationals travel to the U.S. to give birth, providing a child with American citizenship. But then they go back to their country. So the child don't have no sense of what America is about. But they have the paperwork. So it's a scam. It's a scam. Everybody know America have what it takes to make your life easy. But nobody want to assimilate to the American culture because there's a jealousy there. This is my personal thing. It's a jealousy there. Everybody dislike America so much because America have everything to its leisure. It's a anger. So it's like a disgust that you got to come to America to have your child born there. Because whoever parent is of whatever country or foreign land, their children is going to quickly be opposite of the parents. No matter which way the parents teach their kids their culture or heritage or way of looking at life, once that child come back to America, ideology is different. Take Donald Trump himself. His parents come from Germany, or grandfather come from Germany. He don't acknowledge Germany at all. He acknowledged the USA. And that's how it's supposed to be. Your parents' country is your parents' country. Your country is your country. There's going to be more crimes in this country because people are going to have a. There's going to be more crimes in this country because there's going to be a lot of people with a non-caring attitude. They don't have to care. America always been a country. I always say it. America always been a country. Always been a country. to overlook its own citizens and put other people first. And I don't know why that ideology still exists to this day. They always want to cater to the outside world, but never cater to his own. I think all this is scripted. This is a big money grab, man. Think about it. You have some of the most poorest people on earth coming to America to live. The richest people on earth come to America to shop and relax and go back. The poorest people come to America to live, make a new life. They're the grunt men. The rich people could care less about the poor people in their country before they come to the States or travel to and from. So they are elitists everywhere. This is the reason why I say this is scripted. This have to be this way. You have to have people mow the lawn. You have to have people break their back, do the garbage, fly the planes, pick the cotton, chop the fruit, break the corn, whatever they have to do to keep the food industry moving, to keep the gas pumping, whatever they have to do, the most lowest of jobs in America, there's somebody that want to do it. There's somebody that needs to do it. So why would they end birthright citizenship? What this have done was made America become severely divided. The revolution is coming. People are not going to sit here and watch their country be rearranged upside down. Not all the hard work that them black people put in, not all the hard work that those white people put in, not the war that they had with the whites and the Spanish, and they pushed the Spanish to the other side of the hemisphere, to North America, Mexico, and South America and Central America. They ain't losing their country to the Spanish. They ain't losing their country to the foreign nationals. And they're not going to let the black Americans get eliminated. Because when all said and done and everybody go back home to their country, they're going to need their base. So they ain't going to let nobody eliminate their black Americans. So America is going back to making America great again, just with different ethnic groups to help improve that vision that Trump said. The revolution is coming, man. It's on the walls. The tension is there. Everybody's tired of being politically correct. The people that came here don't respect the man that's in office. Democrats and Republicans behind the scenes work hand in hand. The ones that's at odds on TV is just to keep the ones that's at odds on TV or in the camera are just to keep the dumb, deaf, and blind citizens that's watching the debate stuck. Because a lot of people go by what they see. But I like to step off to the side and see what's going on behind the trees. This the year 2026. And as it get closer and closer and closer to Donald Trump having to, end his presidency, that hill gonna get more steeper, that tension gonna get more deeper, and it's gonna explode. It's gonna explode. This country will be at unrest, civil unrest. Me, I'm going to be hiding under a rock. That got nothing to do with me. But the amount of tension that's out there in society, immigrants versus U.S. government, white America versus black America still. Foreigners don't understand their place in America. Deportations by the boatloads, by the cargo ships, by the plane loads. Kids about to get separated from their parents. And people signing new bills or trying to propose a bill to stop pregnant people from coming to America to have their kids, just to get a birth certificate title to say that they're a citizen. So if one way didn't work out through the judicial courts of executive order, now the top lawyers is about to come out the woodwork. The top lawyers about to come out the woodwork, ladies and gentlemen. Because what's about to take place is all these political fractions, when it's time for voting, everybody gonna pick their side and pick their best weapon of choice. The Watergate cap era has been lifted by the Supreme Court. So that means either party, Democrat or Republican, could lobby in so much money, accumulate so much money, and do as they wish with it. You're about to see America like no other time. And I think starting from today, watch the news. Get your popcorn. Get your batteries. Get your canned goods. Get your non-perishable goods. Stack up in your water. Get your lighters, your glasses. Get the things that you need. Extra toilet paper, extra undies. Because you're going to have to bunker in. You're going to have to shelter in place. It's not going to be a nice 2 years, man. It's not going to be a nice 2 years. They didn't give Donald Trump what he wanted. But they knew that. They knew that. So they got a House Republican who's trying to pitch a new bill to ban pregnant women and pregnant foreigners from entering the U.S. It's going to set it off right here. Assimilation. Here we go.
President Trump says that Congress should get to work on this today. He says ending expensive and unfair to our country birthright citizenship will have his complete and total support. Congressman Andy Ogles told me today he's already working on it.
We're literally going to be dropping anchors away, which really pushes back against the Supreme Court, this idea. Look, if you're pregnant and you're from a foreign nation, you know what? It's time for Congress to pass a law to say you can't come here. You can't have a baby on U.S. soil and exploit this loophole.
And it's also on House Speaker Mike Johnson's radar.
We're looking at that. We need to address the issue as quickly and as efficiently as we can. Some are implying that or suggesting that it may require a constitutional amendment. And as you know, that is a large undertaking. But clearly, birthright citizenship has been abused.
She said again. They're going to represent for the founding fathers. Let's take it back.
Fair to our country birthright citizenship will have his complete and total support. Congressman Andy Ogles told me today he's already working on it.
We're literally going to be dropping anchors away, which really pushes back against the Supreme Court, this idea. Look, if you're pregnant and you're from a foreign nation, you know what? It's time for Congress to pass a law to say you can't come here. You can't have a baby on U.S. soil and exploit this loophole.
And it's also on House Speaker Mike Johnson's radar.
We're looking at that. We need to address the issue as quickly and as efficiently as we can. Some are implying that or suggesting that it may require a constitutional amendment, and as you know, that is a large undertaking. But clearly, birthright citizenship has been abused.
Yeah. So they already got a bill proposed. So they already know. They knew it wasn't going to pass because at the end of the day, it was an executive order. So there's no executive order that could really trump, no pun intended, the Constitution. Just like it was submitted by law, it got to get resubmitted by law with a new bill. So America gonna fix the problem. I don't have no qualms about that. They're gonna fix the problem. My thing is, in between time, you see, the problem is you have a lot of people in America, white men, that sleep with different foreign women. So their kids is part of their immediate household. They got foreign relatives due to marriage and integration. So when Donald Trump's saying, man, I don't like you people because you're from a different skin color, a different race, a different country, a different creed, there's somebody else that's white that's saying, hey, Trump, that's you, but I married me an Indian. I married me an African. I married me a Black American. I married me a Haitian. I married me a Puerto Rican. I married me a Dominican. But Trump could care less about that. So there's another white man saying, hey, I could care less about you. I always wanted to figure out, how does that work? When you gotta look at your own peers, your own people, and I'm talking about white. A white man have to look at his own white brother, and the white brother saying, you messed up, man, you're a disgrace to the race. And you look at your ethnic wife, what really runs through his head at night? Do you feel like a traitor? Do you feel ousted? Do you feel like a fool? I always wondered that. What does he say to that woman that's not white like him? How does he treat that woman? And what kind of woman allows a man, if he's treating her nasty, to still accept it? Well, I think a foreigner would accept it because they want to do anything to stay in America. That's just my take. I don't give too many foreigners that much credit when it comes to standing up for themselves. I think they accept anything. Just like some American women, they accept anything because they don't want to grow up in the ghettos. So they rather be underneath that white person to have. I want to know if they really love when a white man is in a relationship with a woman of color. That's just what I want to know. Because when you have Donald Trump come up one of the bushes for marrying a Mexican, it makes me wonder, why is this man so mad about what another white man is doing and who he's doing it with? It must be something that these white people forefathers have taught them since the beginning. That maybe Trump was upholding, because Trump get all his women from Eastern Europe, right? You know, those women from Europe. All those women come from Europe. I don't think Trump did with American women. Maybe that's something his forefathers taught him. Keep it in house, never outside. But the American white tend to keep it in house and outside because America is a country with options. So that's going to be in your development, your way of thinking. Everything's an option to you. What I got from this is that America's looking for the Black American vote. America's looking for its stock to produce results. Because notice, the 14th Amendment always was there. But Donald Trump said it's for the rights of slaves, the children of slaves, the African Americans, the Black Americans. And he stressed that. He didn't say it's for no foreigners. He didn't even say it was for himself or his parents. He said it's for the blacks. No other president besides J.F. Kennedy had that mindset. And Abraham Lincoln. And not to say that Donald Trump would sign off for anything that's going to benefit black Americans. So I don't want you to think that I'm saying that he's just benevolent, magnificent individual that's going to go against his own people and rules and ways of life to advance black people. No. But what I do say is he know right from right, he know wrong from wrong, and he knows that he's in a compromised position. But he could do a little something for the black community and let the world know he's doing it for the black community and the black community only. But it's going to take a lot out of him for him to accomplish this. So he thought maybe, and then birthright citizenship would be something for the black Americans to be at ease. But, can't win them all. So that's just my thing. Random topics with the birthright citizenship. Now I want to get into these planes. All these plane crashes, man. The one in France, the helicopter in I think in Missouri, the plane that crashed in China. What's going on with these planes? I'm starting to think there's certain people on these planes and airplanes that had to be eliminated. Pilots and all. That's the risk of flying on a plane. You don't know who's on board with you, who may need to be taken out. And it's just your number that you got called to go out with that person. But you don't know that. Because there's no way all these planes is dropping out the clouds like that. It's either that or there's incidents that America, media, news outlets keep pushing and pushing and pushing to make you be in some type of limbo or fear of taking your next flight. I sit here and I hear current events, and it take me to a place in my mind. I say, is this life right here? Bad news after bad news, misery, depression, dark times. And I often say, I'm always happy. I'm okay. So if I'm okay, why is there so much negativity out here? Who wakes up every day to do bad things to bad people? And that's including government. I'm not saying mental illness. I'm not saying isolated things. I'm talking about even government worldwide. Why people collectively get up and complain a lot? They breathing, they eating. What more do you want? Now, if it's a lifestyle, then I can understand why you got so many gripes. But just to live and exist, there shouldn't be that much gripes. And I say, oh, maybe this could be something different. Maybe it's an unseen thing. Maybe it's not a worldly thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's an unseen thing. Can't make life up. Can't make life up. So, let's see, moving forward with this, will bring the country, will civil unrest be the number one thing? Where different people are coming at each other in society for pecking order status, for survival status, or just to purge the country of good riddance of good people and bad people, collateral damage. These are the thoughts that be in my head, because it often confuses me why certain things that you see so vivid and clear is still so blurry and foggy. Just when you thought you had it, here comes something to distract you, or you look the other way and you lost your train of thought. That's all I gotta say.